Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Why should we study mathematics? Number one, is mathematics important to us? Number two, what is even mathematics for that matter? What is mathematics and why is it important to us? And why should we study it? And why should we crack our heads trying to master it? Why? 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 So today I am hoping that at the end of this session, we'll be able to answer these questions, and I want us to be comfortable as well, because it's going to be a chat. So number one, I'll just want to make sure that I put this clear, that the reasons that I'm going to lay out here are not exhaustive. So what do I mean by that? I mean that the reasons that I'm going to say, they are not the only reasons that are there. There are many other reasons. It's just that it's these reasons that I picked up, and it's these reasons that I think they are important, and I think I should be discussing them today. Number one, why? So, number one, mathematics is in demand, guys. We all know that mathematics is not such an easy subject. Yes, it's not such an easy subject. Obviously, when you get used to it, it can get to that time where it gets to be very easy. But it's not an easy subject in generality, or generally speaking. So if the subject is not easy, it means that there are very, very few people who are going to make it in that subject. And then obviously, if there are few people who are going to make it to those subjects, all of these jobs that requires mathematics, they are going to compete over those few people. And obviously, if they compete over those few people, then there will be a high demand for those people who do understand that subject. So the same thing applies to mathematics. There is a high demand for people who can understand mathematics. So reason number one, it is in high demand. Now, reason number two, it is a requirement for those jobs that are in high demand. For example, you can't do most of the big Bachelor of Commerce degree, the BCom degree at universities, if you do not have mathematics. You can't even start doing any engineering if you do not have mathematics. It is an entrance requirement. You can't even get in if you don't have mathematics. So investing in mathematics is a good investment, because you'll be investing in your future, so that if it happens that in future you want to do those subjects like actuarial science, mathematics, and data scientist, programming, and all of those kind of things, you will have these subjects called mathematics. So that is reason number two. It is involved in jobs that are in high demand. But now, what if you won't need any maths? What if you won't need any maths? Now, for example, let's just make an example. Let's say you just want to be a music teacher or an arts teacher, and then so you don't need maths. You won't be doing maths each and every day. So why should you study maths? All right. One of the reasons, and that is reason number three. The reason is that though you may not do mathematics every day, but there are some areas of your life where you will need to do mathematics. So let's take this example that I mentioned now. Let's say you are a teacher. So you will be teaching your arts, nice, everything is good and so on. But at the end of the day, you are going to administer tests, you're going to administer exams. Now, when you do that, you will need to look at the marks, and then you need to look at trends. You need to look at whether my learners are passing or are they failing. What is the trend? How is it going? Like for example, shortly before the exams, you will need to see if your learners from their previous marks, you need to see if there is a chance that they should pass, what interventions you should bring in. Now, you are not even teaching mathematics, but you can get all of those things from what? From numbers, and then numbers and trends, and that is part of what? And that is part of mathematics. So what I'm saying is that even if you do not do maths every day, but there will be something somewhere in your career that will require maths. And another thing that I've noticed is that there are some jobs, it's there are some disciplines at the university level that does not require maths as a requirement and as an entry requirement. But down the line, for example, second year, third year, when you're starting to do your research methods, you will need statistics. Now, where do statistics come from? It's maths. So you'll need to go back and just try to do some scribbling maths and try and get some help there and there. So it's better if you start investing there now, so that when it comes to that time where you will need to do those kind of things, then you will know that, no, I do have my tools on standby. I will be able to shoot and be able to do things as I need to do. If I need to do some statistics as part of maybe one of the required modules for whatever that I'm doing, then I know that I'm sorted in that regard, right? And then so you will be sorted. And then another thing, guys, you must remember that maths, basically, what is maths? Maths is about patterns. It's about, you know, it's people. Some people think that maths is all about numbers, but there are also patterns that are involved. There are also symbols that are involved. Patterns, symbols, trends, and understanding of all of those things. Now, that is part of mathematics. And those kind of things, ladies and gentlemen, you need those things in any discipline, whether that discipline is mathematics or not mathematics. So in this regard, math will train your mind. You will be able to think along trends, along numbers, and be able to interpret those things. So it trains your mind. That is another reason math trains your mind. So it will train your mind, and your mind will be open even in things that do not involve math. You will be able to do some things and get things along there, because your mind is open, your mind is fast, your mind can think deeply, your mind can be able to look at things and then be able to comprehend it. And where does it come from? It comes from mathematics. That is one of the reasons why you should do mathematics. And then another thing that is important, guys, maths will help you to understand other subjects as well. For example, let's say you are doing maths and then life science and then say physics maybe. If your maths is good, then you can be able to do a lot of things in physics, because there are a lot of things there in physics that requires calculations. Now, where do you get those skills from? You get them from maths. So by being able to understand maths, then you have solved another problem, that is being able to understand some of the things in physics. And also the pressure that you get from maths, you can also use it, to be able to stand and be able to do things in life science as well, in accounting. So there are some skills, there are some hardcore skills that you get with math. There are also some soft skills. The soft skills, they can apply everywhere, literally everywhere. So guys, it is very important to invest in maths. And another reason, this is reason number 7, maths is fun, guys. I know some of you will find this very difficult to understand. Maths is fun. When you are doing it, wow, you struggle first, just like any other thing. Maths is like a sport, guys. Like when you or ride, say take a simple sport like riding a bicycle. You cannot just wake up and be able to ride a bicycle if you haven't. You still have to start practicing, and then while you are practicing, initially you will fall, and then you will have problems, and then somebody will come and show you that, okay, look, do it this way, hold it this way, and then then eventually, as you get used and you do more and more practice, then you will be able to eventually master it. So maths is just like that. You just need to put effort, you just need to put that dedication, and then you will be able to make it in mathematics. So maths is fun. So when you're doing it, and sometimes, guys, even if you are struggling, sometimes that pressure, that corner that you'll be in, trying to look at this thing, trying to figure it out, that is for some people very, very fun. It's enjoyable because it challenges you, and then it teaches you that, look, when there is a challenge in front of you, just go for it, and that is a skill that you can actually apply across board. And then the last thing that I want to address, is mostly something that applies in South Africa. I do not know about other provinces. In South Africa during apartheid times, there used to be a law that prohibits black people from doing mathematics. If you are black, yeah, I know it sounds funny and it sounds like a fairy tale of some sort, but yes, it's true. There was a law, and there were administrative measures that were put in place to make sure that black people do not get hold of maths. Now the question is, why did they do that? Obviously, during that time, the apartheid government did not want black people to get into disciplines like engineering, medicine, and all of those kind of things. They wanted us to do jobs, like basic jobs, like, for example, carpentry. I'm not undermining those kind of jobs, but I'm just making an example that it's jobs that you can actually do with your hand. It's carpentry, it's housekeeping, and all of those kind of things. So they didn't want us to do those jobs that requires us to actually exercise our mental capacity into that large extent. So they put some administrative measures and some laws in place so that and then those laws prohibited us to study mathematics. So now, as a result, in those critical skills jobs that requires mathematics, most of them, you do find that there are very few black people who are there. Why? It's because of that systematic barrier that were laid back then that prevented black people from being able to do those kind of courses and be able to participate in that sector of the economy. So if you are serious, if you want redress, you should start investing in mathematics. If you want, if we as black people want to start occupying those places in the society, those places in engineering, those places in business, and all of those kind of things, we should start we must start investing and be able to put resources into mathematics. That means, for example, teaching mathematics for us is not just a normal profession, but it's about, being able to push our to push black students in particular, African in general, and black learners in particular, so that they can be able to be in a position to study and end those qualifications and be able to enter into these jobs that they were previously not allowed to get into. So if you want to do something about affirmative action and redress, but not just a name and not just a name, putting that you put a name of someone there. No, something that is real, something that is sustainable, and something that has an ability to actually reproduce itself, then we as black people should start investing in mathematics. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. This is Mkondes Matsaba from Tembela Maths, and thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, I do encourage you guys, especially those who are doing lower grades, below grade 8. I know that in South Africa, when you get to grade 10, you start choosing your subjects. So there are some learners who drop maths at grade 9, and then they don't do it at grade 12, at grade 10. Now, guys, when you get to grade 10, do that maths. It's not going to be easy, but push it. Try and get as much support as I can, because maths is very important, and maths will set you up for good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in, and have a lovely day. Goodbye. Just before I go, guys, as I said earlier, this list is not exhaustive. These are not the only reasons. There are many reasons. So if you have your own reasons why maths is so important and why you should study mathematics, there is a comment section below. There is a comment section. Please make sure that you drop in there and put your reason as well, so that we can encourage these children to study mathematics so that they can get into these careers. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm really going. Thank you very much and goodbye.